Hello, Vicky Drake here, and today I wanted to talk about balance. There's been a lot of Facebook posts I've noticed lately, people asking about how do you find the balance, especially if you've got kids, running a business, working full-time, part-time. And I wanted to talk about true balance, which is what really we're all after, not just the balance that we think we want, which is work-life balance, because we can all find some form of work-life balance, and it's different for everybody because balance is ever changing. It's unique to us all. Everybody can handle different amounts of good stress and do different things, but to find true balance, it's not just about that work-life balance. We can find that, but that doesn't necessarily mean you'll be ultimately happy and satisfied deep down, which is what we all want. It's more about how we want to feel, and we want to feel good in ourselves. We want to feel like we're making a difference, and we just want to feel happy really on the inside, with who we are and what we're doing in the world. So for me, true balance is the connection between your mind, your body and your soul, and especially the soul, because that's the one that a lot of people miss out. And to get that true balance, you've got to start, well, it starts really with the body. I would say it starts in the body, because if we're not physically grounded in this reality in our earthly bodies, then we can't do all the things that we need to do. You can be the richest person in the world, like Steve Jobs was once. And what he said on his deathbed was he wished he'd read the Book of Health, because he died of cancer. And yeah, he made a difference in the world and he'd done some amazing things, but at the cost of his health. So we need to focus on our bodies. We need to give ourselves the care that we need every single day. You wouldn't neglect your child, and you shouldn't neglect yourself or your inner child. Your body needs to be nurtured with the right kinds of foods. It needs to be given time to rest every day, especially if you're busy, because cortisol affects our bodies on so many different levels. When we're in that fight or flight response mode, you can feel it. But the trouble is, these days people are living in it as the norm. It's kind of become normal to be stressed, so that we don't even notice it. And what happens is the body gets addicted to the stress, so it needs to get more stress to get its chemical addiction. So we kind of live on that constant edge. We're always waiting for the next fight, and it's just affecting the body in so many ways. So daily self-care just allows you to reduce those effects of the cortisol, get it out of your system. And obviously exercise for the body as well, grounding techniques. There's so many different things that you can incorporate into your day, but just starting with eating good healthy food, real food, getting some exercise. Even a 15-minute walk a day is brilliant. And in terms of the body, deep breathing is excellent. It's a really good tool to reduce cortisol in the system. Then there's your mind. You've got to have your mind in balance. There's no point having your work-life balance if internally everything's out of order. So you have to have a good sense of self-esteem, and that takes practice. It takes a while, because we've been trained to kind of put ourselves last, and it's just wrong. You can't put anybody else first until you're full. You can't give from an empty well. So mentally, you've got to be kind to yourself, and you've got to get rid of all those limiting beliefs. We're all brought up with everybody's got them. We're brought up with certain things, and especially for women, there's the beliefs of not being deserving enough and not being worthy enough or good enough. And yeah, we don't go around like, oh, I'm not worthy. But we do it in different ways. So like someone offers us something, we say, oh, no, thanks. And rejecting a compliment even is a sign of your self-esteem, because if you can't even accept a compliment, we should just be able to say, oh, thank you. Yeah. So getting the mind in balance is really important, and your mindset. We have 60,000+ thoughts a day, and 80% of them are negative. So a lot of them are directed at ourselves as well. So we need to be really thoughtful of our thoughts. And we aren't, or you aren't, none of us are, you're not your thoughts. I think that's one thing everybody thinks. If they have a negative thought, they feel like a bad person. You're not your thoughts, you are the observer of them. So if you're not your thoughts and you're the observer of them, who is the observer? Who's you, the real you? And that's where the soul comes into it. Because when you've got your mind and your body in alignment, then your soul can come out and play, come out and shine. And people forget about this, or they don't even think of that spiritual side. But when we come to earth, when we're here, we are a soul. I love the C.S. Lewis quote, and I'll probably not remember it now. You don't have a soul, you have a body. You are a soul. And you're a soul living here on planet Earth at this time. And when your mind and body are connected and you've got rid of all that shit that hangs around, then you can really connect in with who you are, who the observer is, that soul. And that's when you can really fulfill your potential. And trust me, 5 years ago, my mind, body and soul were completely out of whack. I was nowhere in alignment. And the stuff I've discovered about myself in the past 5 years is phenomenal. I would never, ever, ever have imagined it, but I allow myself to go on the journey. So true balance is connecting your mind, body and soul. And the way I see it is when your soul, it's kind of like we're here and we're fumbling around in the dark, but when you connect with your soul, it's like a flashlight goes on and suddenly the tunnel, you've got a clear vision of where you need to go. So we've got to get that true balance, is the connection of your mind, body and soul. And I can only tell you that your life will change forever when you find that true balance, and then you're happy with yourself and you're doing work that you love. That's when you get that true balance. I just wanted to say before I go that if anybody who's in and around the Northeast, I've got a mindfulness and self-care retreat which will bring so many tools to bring this all together in a practical way. It's on the 18th of March in Seaham, County Durham, if you're local or thereabouts. We're just off the A19 as well, so it's really easy to get to. Anyway, it's tomorrow, Saturday the 11th, is the last day for the early bird. You get £49. So please check out vickydrake.com, Vicky, V-I-C-K-Y, if you're interested in that. But yes, mind, body, soul connection is where the true balance lies. Bye for now.